What's up again, everybody? Today we have a Golden Age combo that's been on my mind for the past week. I can't take credit for thinking this combo up, but I also can't remember who put this together originally. So if you out there are the one who came up with this, then I thank you. I remember hearing about this combo a year or so ago, and I was totally taken aback by it because, to my knowledge, there are very few infinite combos in Dice Masters. So seeing this one come out of nowhere a year ago piqued my interest. So the combo begins with this card. This is Robin, Teen Titans Team Leader, a 3-drop shield character with the Teen Titans affiliation, and a very peculiar ability that reads, while active, if you have a Teen Titans die on an energy face in your reserve pool, during your main step you may spin down a Teen Titans die to spin up a Teen Titans die. He's also got this shield global that allows you to prep a die, but we're really here for the main ability. So let's see an example of what this would look like when used. So obviously we're going to need at least one more Teen Titan character to go with his ability because he counts as one Teen Titan character that you could spin around. So let's add Wonder Girl Cassie Sandsmark because she's a 2-drop that hard counters a lot of very pointed control and mitigation that would affect just your Teen Titans character dice. So the goal will be to get these two out into the field and to roll another Teen Titans die on energy in reserve. So let's just throw out another Wonder Girl on the double shield face. In this scenario, we can spin down Wonder Girl to spin up our Robin, assuming they aren't both on level 1. Now here's where things get interesting. Robin's ability is a while active, persistent ability. It does not go away after you've done it once. As long as you still have that Titans character on energy in reserve and 2 Titan dice in the field, you can now spin the dice again. So maybe now Robin spins down to spin Cassie back up. You can spin these two up over and over and over again for forever. So you may be thinking that's great and all, but what's the point? Well, here are a few different ways that you could use this. Let's throw the Atom, Sword of the Atom, into the field. His ability states that while he is active, when you could use a global ability, you may spin him down to level 1 to deal 3 damage to target character die. He also has the Teen Titans affiliation, meaning that we can use his ability to deal 3 damage to an opposing die, use Robin's ability to spin him back up, use his ability again to deal 3, spin him up again by spinning down Wonder Girl and deal 3 again. If either Robin or Wonder Girl were on level 3, then you could spin them down yet again to deal 3 more damage, and if you had any global that spun a character die up 1 level, then you could add even more damage with each use of that global. The same thing can happen if you add the Atom Matter Compression, except this time you're prepping and churning for each proc of Robin's ability, and each time you use some sort of a global that spins him back up. Now, it is important to note that using the Atom in any of those setups takes away the infinite nature of the combo, as you'll always just run out of other Titans to spin down in order to spin up the Atom because his ability makes him go back to level 1. But where you would normally pay energy in the form of a global to spin the Atom back up, now you can use a free ability, albeit a very difficult one to set up. So that's cool, but how can we take advantage of the infinite spinning inherent in Robin's ability? Take a look at this card, Giganta, Tall Glass of Water. Giganta is a 5-drop fist character that says, while Giganta is active, when a character die spins up, each of your Giganta dice get +1/+1. She also has this fist global that spins up a die, but that's all secondary to the fact that if we put her into the setup and have her active during the infinite Robin ability, you essentially have a Giganta die with a stat line equal to infinity. If you put this combo together, all you need is some way to push that damage past blockers and you deal an infinite number of damage to your opponent. I'm pretty sure if you do that, then you not only win the game, but you win Dice Masters in general. So let's go ahead and put a team around this. Quickly before we move on to the rest of the team, I've picked the Atom, Sword of the Atom, because you could use the damage dealing ability to carve a path through blockers, but you could just as easily use the ramp Atom in this one's spot, which will open up another slot for you later on the team. We know our win con is Giganta, and I've already mentioned why Cassie Sandsmark is good, so let's move on. This is clearly a combo deck. Outside of landing the combo, there aren't very many strong methods of victory, and if our Giganta gets blanked or removed, then we have very little recourse. So let's add a few control pieces that can help us clear out our opponent's mitigation. Because we're in Golden, the first one up is going to be Prismatic Spray. I originally had Shriek here, Shriek Sonic Beam, but this being Golden Age means opponents have access to multiple methods of blanking. Therefore, we need something that wipes multiple blankers at the same time. You could also slot in the spray with legs on here, Shriek Dark Empathy, but I ended up going with the action. Both are valid. We'll also add on Doom Calibanite for his global that says pay a fist when you attack. Your monsters cannot be the target of action dice or card abilities. If you're newer to the game or haven't messed around with the Yu-Gi-Oh set, the term monster here is a functionally equivalent term to the word characters in every other set, so essentially this global bypasses any distraction globals that push your Giganta out of the attack zone. Things like Distraction, Blink Transmutation, and Hawkingbird. These two control pieces do have some overlap. For example, Spray wipes Hawkingbird global, so if you'd like to slot something else in on the Doom Calibur's spot, be my guest. I have them both because if I get away with just paying a fist when I push Giganta rather than buying a Spray and waiting for it to roll, then I'd go that route. The last two pieces are our ramp and energy fixers, and I have PXG and Billy Club slotted in. There are a lot of great ramp options out there besides PXG, several of which are much more one-sided than PXG, so if you prefer one of those, feel free to pop it in. Something like Mimic, which makes some sense as well as the Atom that we talked about earlier. If you do pop one of those in instead of PXG because you want one-sided ramp instead of the two-sided ramp that is PXG, then you can change out the energy fixer for something like a fist fixer, which makes better use of the two fist globals we have, or a shield fixer, which lets us guarantee our Robin and Wonder Girl purchases early. Still, PXG and a mask fixer are great and have some synergy with our first basic action card, which is Under Surveillance. This is how we plan to push Giganta through our opponent's board. When we play it on Giganta, she is considered a level 1 and gets those stats, but that doesn't matter because if everything works the way it should, then she's a level 1 with infinite attack and defense, so who cares? Notice that the global on Under Surveillance is a double mask global that spins down a character die so that if we run into the rare issue where all of our dice are on level 3 and we can't spin up anything with Robin's ability, then we have a way to fix that. Finally, we have Haymaker as our last basic action. Haymaker is another possible way to push infinite Giganta through, as even if they block with everything they ever brought to the table, you're still just pushing lethal. Also, if your Giganta gets blanked, you can still give her Overcrush and +3 attack, so that's a nice secondary win con. So that's what the current iteration of the team looks like. There are other ways that you can take this. If you choose to go Mimic ramp, then all of a sudden you have Mimic, which can also copy the stats of Giganta and therefore push a lot of damage that way. If Giganta gets blanked, it gives you sort of a tertiary win con or a secondary win con, and you go ahead and throw down Haymaker on him. That's a decent option. You have room to mess around with the control pieces if you wish. You could take one out or take them both out and put some new things in there. All in all, though, I consider this to be a very casual team. It's going to be kind of tricky to put this combo together and actually make it work, but man, if you could, it would be hilarious. So I encourage you to put this team together if you've got the pieces for it. Give it a try and see if you can deal an infinite amount of damage to your opponent. If you can, leave a comment below. Also, tell me what you thought about this combo and Golden Age combos in general. There's a lot of stuff out there in Golden Age that I can make videos for. Let me know what you guys think in a comment below, and as always, thanks for watching.